A very good morning. Welcome back to another daily market outlook. We're going to start off with Euro USD and then dive into the other major dollar pairs and of course gold. So Euro dollar first of all is still swing bearish. As we can see, we have a strong impulse down, a correction, strong impulse down that broke market structure. So at this point in time, this is still your swing high, this is your swing low. We make an overall correction in towards the upside. We come up higher in towards this area of supply. At that point in time, we see the initial reaction, which gets in early sellers. They place their stop loss above the highs. So what you get is that initial push down, then the market comes back up, liquidates those early sellers, and then provides us with a far stronger push in towards the downside. So this is an absolute beautiful play that we had here with those stop losses getting swiped. So since then, we've seen a strong push down. This now means that market structure based on the fractal structure is also bearish. So what I always look at, guys, is swing structure and fractal structure. So both the swing structure and both the fractal structure here on EURUSD are bearish. Therefore, I'm still focused only on short. So what I can see here is, again, swing structure down, fractal structure, this is my high and this is my low. You see the overall impulse down. Now we're getting a correction, which is perfectly normal. And now you would preferably want to see the next impulse down once again. So what I'm currently looking at here on EURUSD is where can we head down lower from? So my main area of interest is this area of supply. So what I see just below this area of supply are equal highs, and equal highs will act as liquidity to fuel the next push down. So what I see over here is that this over here are equal highs, and now what I want to see actually is one more push up and then the real sell-off in towards the downside. Now obviously when we come into our area of supply, which I just drew in, and we take out those liquidity highs, I will want to see on, for example, the 1 hour or the 15-minute time frame that we have bearish confirmation. This is how we prevent ourselves from taking losses, because on the lower time frame, what could happen, being the 15-minute, is that the market just heads up higher. Let's say this is its demand zone, heads up higher, forms a new area of demand over here, again taps into the demand zone, just heads up higher, and then we end up just following the overall demand chain in towards the highs. Now what you want to see is us tap in towards that 4-hour area of supply on the 15 or on the 1 hour, get a strong reaction down that causes a market structure shift, get a retracement into your supply zone, and then you want to be looking for that short opportunity. So that is what we're going to keep our eyes open for here on EURUSD, and only then am I really going to be interested in shorts. For now, yes, it could already sell off. What we have seen now this morning is that we have liquidated these equal highs which were formed during Asia. We tap in towards this area of supply over here, which took liquidity above these equal highs. Okay, so these are also equal highs that get grabbed by this area of supply. We tap into that supply zone and then we sell off. So this is more than logic. However, overall, the 1 hour fractal structure is bullish at this point in time, with this now being an area of interest potentially, and you also having the daily open price being over here. So this could definitely cause another push in towards the upside, and then this would just be a reaction zone, which is perfectly fine, because at the end of the day, trading from a 4-hour area of supply is going to be a far stronger short. So keep in mind, yes, we could already sell off. What I would wait for is that if you want to get in a sell, wait for the 1 hour fractal to break, which is this low over here, then look to get in on a sell. Otherwise, look to get in on a sell on the bearish confirmation from this area of supply. Okay, and then if you want to take buys, you could look for a buy inside of this 1 hour demand zone, go into the 15-minute time frame, and then look for that bullish change of character. So that is EURUSD. Now let's have a look at the dollar, because the dollar played out to absolute perfection, and this is the beauty of recording yourself, guys. You can just watch back yesterday's video and then you'll see that pretty much exactly what we explained played out. Overall, what you can see again is that we just focus on the fractal structure. So we get the push down, we get the pullback, right? So this low, and then this high, and then this low. So ultimately, this is just like a bearish trend. Then what happens? We break this high over here. So we get the push up, then we get a retracement, and then we get another bullish reaction. So if you look at the 4-hour time frame, what you're going to see is that the market came back down exactly into where? Exactly into that 50% level. What did it do? And again, you can watch back yesterday's video, guys. It liquidated these two lows over here, or this low over here, and then it gave the bullish reaction up. So you can use this kind of analysis to your advantage on the dollar. Understand, okay, there is liquidity here on the dollar on the 4-hour time frame, and then you, for example, look at NZDUSD, which I'm going to touch upon in a second, and then what you're going to see on NU, and again, you can watch back yesterday's video, is that we liquidate this high over here, and then we start pushing down lower, and then you just just wait for the dollar to be ready, grab that liquidity, and then you just get in on a more aggressive short, because then you can see you could have capitalized on that entire move. But we'll touch upon that in a second. For now, the dollar index is still pushing up higher. Is it going to continue pushing up higher? I do not know. All I know for now is that the fractal structure here is bullish, and that the 4-hour structure is also bullish. So what I'm just focusing on purely is to see, okay, can we now break this high over here? If we break that high, then we could push up higher, in my opinion. If we start to respect this high this morning, and this is just like an early London pullback, and then you'll see on like the 1-hour time frame that we start reacting. Excuse me, I just wanted to remove that line, but here on the 1-hour time frame that we start reacting to this area of supply here, then and then we see the push down lower, that could indicate, okay, maybe it's better to just wait a second and stay out of the markets until we get kind of like a more clear view on the dollar, because for now the dollar is kind of consolidating a bit over here, but I want to see this high get broken. If that high gets broken, you'll have far more confirmation for like those EURUSD shorts, NZDUSD shorts whatsoever. So that is the dollar for now. Just keep in mind, guys, where we're trading on the dollar. Obviously, if you go into the weekly time frame, you can very clearly see that we are coming from a weekly swing high. We grab liquidity above that, so it wouldn't be strange, for example, to see a further push down in towards this weekly imbalance candle. And a weekly imbalance candle is just a 50% body candle. And what is a 50% body candle? A 50% body candle can be considered an area of demand if it takes out structural highs, which obviously this candlestick here has done, taking out these highs, this high over here. So that's what I'm looking for on the dollar for now, just further upside. But obviously, if we respect this area of supply, which we're kind of doing at the moment, then we could just start selling off again, and then I'll definitely kind of stay out of those dollar longs. And yeah, for those dollar longs, so EURUSD short, GBPUSD short, wait for this high to go. Otherwise, we could just start pushing down lower once again. So going into AUDUSD next, AUDUSD sold off very hard. The reason being is because the Australian economy only grew 0.3% in September quarter. So this is, and as you can see here, the Australian dollar hits 4-month low as the economy undershoots. So obviously there was AUD GDP. And it undershot, which caused ultimately, the Australian dollar to tank last night extremely heavily. You also see this on NZDUSD, because NZD is related very heavily to AUD because the economies are linked. But overall, what we can see is that the buy has played out, right? We've been calling AUDUSD shorts for quite some time now, with the overall trend obviously being bearish, going down in towards the 4-hour time frame. What do you see? Well, you see that we perfectly retraced in towards that 4-hour supply zone, which we talked about in yesterday's video. You still had these open week lows open, and then we just sell off in towards the downside. So I was looking for an entry yesterday. To be honest, I didn't really see anything super clean. However, again, guys, fractal structure is so powerful. This over here was your fractal low. Fractal low gets broken, and then what happens? You come back up, you pretty much grab the internal liquidity over here, and then from there you start selling off again. So quite some nice price action. Nothing too clean that I say, hey, this is really A plus. I love this, but overall AUDUSD down made a lot of sense. For now, staying out of this because you're kind of now at this low over here. So let's see how this daily candle closure turns out. Preferably, you don't really want to be shorting here on the break of a new low. So I'll stay out of AUDUSD for now, but obviously it's still bearish. So only looking for shorts if you're interested in trading this pair. Going into GBPUSD, overall on GU, we have seen a stronger push up actually than expected. What we can see here on the daily is that the daily is kind of, let's say, in a little bit of a pickle. If we look here at the weekly time frame, we can see that the weekly is still inside an area of demand that we have here to our left. This could cause a GU to start pushing up higher, for example, into this weekly area of supply. So keep that in mind. This is a weekly area of supply, this weekly imbalance candle, and we could see GU start shooting up in towards there, from where we could look for shorts once again. Focusing more on, I would say, the daily time frame. What we can see here is that for now, the daily fractal is still bearish. So this and then this. So that would mean to me now that this is supply that is currently in control together with that yearly level. So this should push the market down lower. However, what could happen is that we could break this high over here. If we break that high over there, we have another bullish fractal break, and then I'll be looking to trade GU up higher in towards, over here, this area of consolidation, which we could view as a supply zone. So if we break the high, then interested in longs. Otherwise, from this area, we should head down lower. But this will also be dependent on what the dollar index does, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video. For now, not very interested in trading GU. It's a little bit indecisive in my opinion. There was a very clean short yesterday, guys. If we just quickly view this, you can very clearly see that we came back up into this area of supply over here. Now we had a push down, and remember what I always mention, we had a little bump in the road. This high over here then acts as a liquidity high. We take out the liquidity, then what do? You see a liquidity tap and you see a tap into supply. Go into the 15-minute time frame. What do you have on the 15-minute? You have a bearish change of character. So we come up into this area of supply, and then as you can see, there was a perfect tap of that supply zone, and then the market decided to sell off. So a very nice trade there on GBPUSD that you could have taken yesterday based on the analysis. For now, I'm staying out of GU because of the fact that what we can see now is that we're tapping into this supply zone several times now. I don't really like that, so I want to stay out of this for now. Also, we're not really breaking any lows. We can see that we're kind of creating higher highs and higher lows. So I want to stay out of this until we, for example, see a break of this low again. Then I'll be looking for a short. Otherwise, this could just start pushing up higher and higher. Okay, so nothing really here on GU for now until we see more bearish momentum. Otherwise, I expect GU just to push up higher. Going into NZDUSD, NZDUSD overall pushed down lower as well. A very, very clean setup yesterday, an absolute beauty. You should have taken this, as you can see, fractal break in towards the downside. After breaking this low, you can watch back yesterday's video as well. Over momentum, still very clearly in towards the downside. Then what you see is that overall, the market formed an area of supply here on the 4-hour time frame. So this is your 4-hour supply zone. We come into that supply zone and then we sell off. Overall, bearish market. And then what you see here on the 1 hour is that we have the initial reaction to that supply zone. And as you can see, we still have the X from yesterday. What we expected was liquidity grab and then sell off. And yeah, as you can see, an absolute beauty of a play. Let's say you just enter here on top of liquidity, then you can see that you already hit a 1 to 3 so fast. So an absolute beautiful play. Again, similar to AU, it's already made its move. It's still bearish, so only interested in further downside from NU for now. And not looking at any longs, but also not really trading it actively. Last of all, we have gold. So gold here has been consolidating very heavily. It's waiting for Friday. Obviously, we have NFP, if I am correct, on Friday. So yeah, it's waiting for that to then break out. Obviously, therefore, not really trading gold at this point in time. What you can see is that we saw a nice reaction yesterday to the initial tap once again. So we grab liquidity inside of that supply zone. And now we're selling off again. So again, actually a pretty nice setup here in the early London session. What you can see is that we grab liquidity above the high. Here we see the bearish change of character, meaning this is then your high, this is your low. Going towards the 15-minute, then what you'll see is that again we have a supply zone over here. So this over here is the initial reaction, and now we've taken out the initial reaction, and then here you have the bearish change of character, and now it's selling off. So potential nice short could have been taken this morning in the early AM. Personally, I wasn't behind my laptop just yet, but overall as well, on the other side, it is consolidating a bit. So it could just move down to grab the lows again. It does still have open lows over here. So after grabbing those lows, it could just push up higher again. So let's wait for it to break out and start trending, and then we'll get into gold once again, because gold now is just consolidating as opposed to trending, right? So we want to get in on a trending market, not a consolidating market. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're going to go live during the New York session, so make sure to tune in here on YouTube, and I'll see you there.